I know you stop in here looking for information on steroids and other associated things, and I talked a little bit about diet. I'm going to do a drive time on exercise as well, but I wanted to also talk about something that I think is key to this whole situation, and that's body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is having an unrealistic or inaccurate perception of your own body. Guys who are, huge and think that they're svelte and awesome. Women, they're the opposite way. They're tight and toned and looking good and think that they're, cows. There was a little comic I saw a while back, and it showed a beautiful blonde woman looking in the mirror, and she basically saw herself with thunder thighs and double chin, and, ugly, and then a bald fat guy looking in the mirror, and he sees himself as muscular guy with full head of hair. And I think that's really common, actually. I don't think it's something that is odd at all. I know that at times I see myself differently than others see me. I know that there have been times I've looked in the mirror, seen myself, and then looked at a picture of myself taken moments later, and had a hard time believing that the picture was accurate. And I'm not talking just when I was really overweight. I'm talking about now as well. I think it's one of those things that once you have developed that tendency to see yourself differently than you actually look, it's really hard to break it. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of people, are in the gym. They feel like they look differently than they actually do, or they feel like they're not as attractive as they are. And it's really easy to look at a measuring tape and to tell. I mean, you can measure your biceps and tell if they're the size you think they are. You can measure your waist, you can measure your thighs, you can measure just about everything, and you're going to get an accurate number because the tape measure can't lie to you. You might play games with the tape measure to make it give you a number you want more, but if you do it honestly, the tape measure is not going to lie to you, and neither is the scale. So, I mean, while I really have never cared that much about what I weigh, I pay attention to it now, mostly just to kind of track progress. I don't care what my final number is necessarily as far as how much I weigh. I care much more about, the size of my biceps and how that lines up with the size of my calves and the size of my neck and the proportions of those things. My body fat percentage I care about. But really, the actual number on the scale, how much I weigh, don't care that much about it. I mean, there are things that I do care about, and that's reasonable for you to have fixed measurements or fixed goals that you really do care about. I think it's just keeping it all in perspective and being realistic about your expectations, and that's what's